What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. It's been a while. It's been like a month, as a matter of fact, since we've recorded a full episode just like this. Luckily, Derek's still chugging on them fucking movie reviews because, as I've stated before, he's a goddamn machine. So definitely go check those out. However, it's just been busy. That's all it is. I've been super busy with a lot of stuff. And I think as well, we just kind of like slowed down in general. Well, other than the movie reviews. But, I mean, you got to understand, movie reviews don't require both of us to be there. And they're also between, 8 and 15 minutes-ish, give or take. And these are like full, like, fucking hour-long, 2-hour-long episodes, so they do take a little
3
bit
hours
longer.
long in some instances.
Yeah, exactly. And that's perfectly okay. I love doing them. I think I can speak for Derek and even Toby as well. We love the long ones as well because they're just fun to talk about stuff. And most of the stuff that we talk about, actually, all the stuff we talk about it's good stuff. Or it's just really bad stuff and it's fun to talk about. So, that being said, I actually haven't spoken to you in person, or a face-to-face conversation like this in a long time, other than a couple snaps here and there. What's been up, buddy? How you been doing?
School.
Ah, yeah.
School and PlayStation. That's basically it.
Well, what you been playing?
Oh God, what haven't I been playing? I'm currently finishing Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. I finished Evil Within. Evil Within 2. I'm grinding out the last of my trophies for Mortal Kombat 1. Finished Evil Dead Regeneration, Terminator Resistance.
You didn't stream a single one of them.
Legacy.
God damn it.
Well, I'm actually glad I didn't do some of those because, I'm not good at Mortal Kombat, so that's just going to downright be embarrassing.
Had I stuck with it, I did. I did a few Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy streams. As a matter of fact, I think my first Hogwarts Legacy stream is my most viewed stream.
There you go.
Of all time. I think it's even higher views than any of our Cosmic Pizza streams as well. It got a shit ton of views for some reason.
Well, part of the reason I didn't want to do that with Hogwarts Legacy is because I was already a good chunk into the game.
Yeah.
And it was rough picking it back up and just remembering how to do it when you've completely forgotten literally everything.
No, I feel you. I haven't touched it in a while either, but been playing a shit ton of Marvel Rivals, so I haven't had any time to play it anyway.
Yeah. Oh no, I've definitely seen you and Toby on every.
Yeah, we do. It is pretty much like a morning ritual. Other than the weekends, every now and then we'll jump on the weekends, but I try to spend as much time as I can with Meg on the weekends because we usually don't have the kids for a majority of it. So that's usually our time to hang out and stuff. But if she's doing her own thing or something, or doom scrolling or take a shower or whatever, I'll jump on in the afternoon. But for the most part, Toby and I, we get on every morning just about. Couple mornings we missed last week because he had a weirder sleep schedule because he was going to a show.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, dude, it's like a daily thing. Kelby too. Kelby also has been playing with us.
Yeah, I uninstalled it.
Damn, that bad, huh?
No, I just once I scratched the itch, it just did not come back. So I was like, okay, I'm fine with this.
Dude,
it was good.
The itch won't go away for me. It just will not go away. I get I get to the point where I'll hit Lord with a character, and I'm like, man, that feels fucking good because I grinded that shit out forever doing it, and it's finally here. Let me do it again. My dumbass does it again.
I know exactly how that itch goes. I'm just glad it didn't take to me by any means.
I haven't felt like playing a game like this often since we got on Helldivers initially. And Helldivers for a while there was doing that for me. I was like, oh dude, I can't wait to get home, get on Helldivers,
Yeah.
So obviously with that in the back of my mind, I'm trying not to get too pumped about the future of Rivals. However, I will say that so far the transparency of the devs, for the most part, has been pretty refreshing, and I know that they were pretty transparent with Helldivers as well, for the most part, but
shit happened though. Yeah.
shit happened pretty hard, and that's not the same kind of transparency though. The devs have openly stated that balancing is not their focus, and I love that. I love the fuck out of that because like it just creates so much more chaos. It's fun. Like there's just like not everything has to be fucking balanced. If you want something that's balanced, go to a more balanced game, dude. This is a free game. It should just be fun to pick up and play, and for me it is at this moment. So, sorry all you competitive people, I don't give a shit. All right. It is what it is. There's plenty of games, plenty of them that you can go and play to be competitive with and get your rocks off on duffing people on the competition side of things. But yeah, for me it's just fun. It's just fun to play, and yeah, we get pretty competitive sometimes, but like we only play quick play, dude. We're not there to fucking master anything or be the best at anything. We just want to chill, and most of the time that's all we do. We're just hanging out and laughing most of the time, and the new Clone Rumble mode has been stupid chaos, and we love the fuck out of that. Where everybody can be the same, or everybody is the same character, or two characters or something like that. That shit is fucking chaotic. But yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think in a couple days, Tales of the Shire is coming out, and Meg and I have talked about possibly getting that, and I may or may not stream that. I don't know. We'll see. But
I haven't even heard of that.
It's like a 3D version of like Stardew Valley, but set in Hobbiton, like in the Shire. So it's like a life simulator kind of thing, but in the Shire, you play as a fucking hobbit and you cook and garden and dance and throw parties and shit, decorate your house, and it's a cozy game, but in the fucking Shire, dude. The most cozy of places. Like, you can't get more cozy than that, dude. So
I think the big game I'm looking forward to is Tony Hawk 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason I picked 1 and 2 back up, because I was like, yeah, it's been a while.
I haven't played a Tony Hawk game in a hot minute, but I used to play the shit out of Underground and Underground 2. I used to play the fuck out of those games, dude.
Maybe if this one sells good. I don't know how they would even do it, because I highly doubt they would BAM involved with everything that's happened with him. So I don't know.
I would love another Tony Hawk game in the vein of Underground. Just more like just chaotic, crazy bullshit like shenanigans and stuff. Basically Jackass, but with skateboards and stuff. I would love another game like that, but like for modern engines, that would be stupid fun. But I don't think they'd be able to say Tony Hawk's Underground 3 because BAM was so heavily tied to the other one.
Well, I mean,
he wasn't in the first one, but
yeah, so they could get away with it.
Yeah, or like that's fair. That's fair.
Tony Hawk's Underground, blah blah blah. You know, some
Bloodlines.
Other subtitle. Oh my god.
Tony Hawk's Underground Bloodlines. Oh hell yeah, dude! I had to do it.
Yeah.
Underground 2 Electric Boogaloo. We could also go with.
Yeah. All right, I regret bringing up Tony Hawk now at this point.
Dude, sequels are fun, man. Sequels are fun, especially when they have Bloodlines in the title. But anyway,
shit.
Yeah, no, I would love another game like that in the Tony Hawk series. I think that would be stupid fun. I heard someone say that another Guitar Hero is being made. Is that true? No? Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, Clone Hero literally dominates the whole entire fucking platform for that. There's no point.
Yeah,
they'd be losing so much money.
What happened was a while back, there's something came out like Guitar Hero Mobile, which already, if anybody is a Guitar Hero fan, I don't know why you would be excited about that. That's just stupid.
That's just tap revenge from the fucking iPhone or the iPod Touch back in the day. If you know, you know.
Yeah. And so that's what was circulating, and everybody was getting all excited about it, and then it ended up being just like some AI generated fucking thing. And it was more or less
That makes
just
sense.
like, hey, we're gonna throw this out there and see if it makes a big splash, and then maybe we'll do something. But they're not going to, because they're not gonna. Games are so expensive to fucking make anymore, and then they got to get licensed for the songs, and they're gonna pick bad songs. And yeah, no, Clone Hero
Speaking of
forever.
speaking of picking songs and getting licenses and shit and sequels, they need to get on that fucking Brutal Legend 2 right now. They need to do that, dude.
Dude, it's just
immediately.
it's too risky for them to take those gambles nowadays, because it's so expensive to make games. Like it's literally gotten to the point where everything's got to be a massive blockbuster or a super small indie title. That's basically it. Like, we don't get our movie tie-in games like we used to back in the day. Like, fuck, even Nintendo doesn't want to do, like, like F-Zero or even Star Fox, which is established franchises that fans are wanting to come back because of the risk that it's not going to make them money.
Which we talked about a little bit in our Switch 2 video. Go check that out, by the way. Shameless plug. Anyway, no, I feel that. I feel that. But, dude, I feel like a game like Brutal Legend could be made by a smaller group or a smaller development team. Not like a AAA game studio, but I feel like they could probably get one of the smaller established studios to help them get that on the road. The biggest deal would be to get the licensing for all the songs.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they spent more on the fucking licensing for the songs in the first one than they did the game anyway. So that, I mean, that's already a given. But what would also be really cool, and they'd still have to get licensing for some big songs for sure, because that's kind of like the big selling point. But if they were to get some lesser known bands that are like up and coming, to get them on board with something like that, to create the soundtrack for a similar style of game, I think that would be sick, dude. And that would be a perfect way to get people into those bands, also get people into metal, also just have a soundtrack for your game, but do it in a cheaper but also still ethical manner,
Yeah.
Because it's going to be not only helping the game out, but it's also going to be helping these lesser known bands get their name out into the ether, I think that'd be sick. And the amount of people that listen to like lesser known bands nowadays is crazy. Like, I know a lot of people that prefer some of the lower underground bands and stuff that are not in the headlines and whatnot. So yeah, no, I think that'd be sick. So just a thought.
No, I agree. If they did ever make a new Guitar Hero game, I would buy it day one, of course. But yeah, I just like, dude, what they need to do, and because there've been talks forever, like, oh, they're gonna add a 6th button. No, fuck that. Do what you did with Guitar Hero Live, except make it 5 buttons. That will translate better than fucking 3. I promise. Like, it would just be. Like, and you could even have it, like, so that the button covers, like, slip off, and then boom, you got 2 right there. Or you put that thing back on, and then boom, Like, it's doable, and it would be awesome. But it's just making the peripherals, licensing the music, paying everybody to design the game. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I had seen something along those lines the other day on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, okay. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah. Even though there are a lot of companies making guitars now, because Gibson's actually well, not just that, but Fortnite Festival, which I played that very little, and it is not good. It's Rock Band on Fortnite. That's all it is. Like, because Epic bought Harmonix,
and they took over fucking Minecraft. Now they're taking over Guitar Hero. What's next? Nothing is safe from Fortnite, dude. Nothing is safe.
But no, those new guitars I'm really excited about, because Gibson's even just making one themselves, and that's going to come out this summer, I believe. So I will be picking one up.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, We're not talking about sequels today. We're talking about old shit, as a matter of fact. Stuff that's been out for a few years now.
15.
15 years to be exact, yeah, because we are... What are we talking about today, Derek? Go ahead.
We are talking about the top 10 albums from the year 2010.
Yeah, boy.
Phone just went off. And yes, this will be very, very similar to our top albums from 2000 through 2009.
Yep.
And it'll end with a best top 10 list of the best albums of the decade.
Yep.
So lots of awesome music. Even if some of us think it's what did you say earlier? Poo-poo garbage? Doo-doo?
Something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm crying. Oh my gosh, I had a tear. It's so good. Anyway, no, I will be the first to admit that I also listen to some stuff that's pretty poo-poo garbage, but I love it anyway, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
As long as you love it, it's all that matters.
Yeah. As long as you love it and you can back it up.
Yep.
Then, yeah.
Exactly. It's not, dude. As long as it's not peddling any like fucking hate speech or some shit, I don't care what you listen to. Just be good to people, man.
Yeah. But yeah, just like last time, the rules. These are full albums that were released in the year 2010, not 2009 or 2011.
Studio albums. Full studio.
Yes. No live albums, no EPs, no demos. Those we throw in the honorable mentions category if we have any. Yeah, what else?
Usually, I don't know if anybody is watching that has seen our top 5 albums of like 2024 and shit, like the big ones that we do with Toby and like we did last year with Cody as well. But usually we have a separate section for like the worst album or whatever, or like the best EP and so forth. We don't usually do that for these because these all have been like cut and dry. They've been out for years now, so this is easier to just do a top 10. However, obviously, if we've got like a worst album or something, I know you mentioned having a worst album for one of these coming up.
Yeah, so. I don't have anything for 2010, so that's already a good sign.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I have a worst album and most disappointing album for a few of these years. But yeah, nice. We'll get into that later.
But just so everyone's aware, we don't usually have those like separated into these specifically. These are a little bit quicker than the top 5 albums of the newer years that have come out. So yes. I think you said it all though. Studio albums only, no demos, no EPs, no live, all that kind of stuff. No re-releases.
Yeah, no re-releases. That's a big one because that almost got me on this one.
I almost forgot about it until I literally just remembered us talking about it before we started recording. But
yeah, which I'm gonna throw it in my honorable mentions still. But yeah, no re-releases.
All right. So, do you want to start? You want me to start?
I'll go ahead and start us off.
All right. Hit us with
number
10.
Number 10, released May 4th of 2010. We have The Oracle from Godsmack. This album I'm conflicted with this album because there is a lot of stuff that they do that is really, it's your classic Godsmack on it. Like, for instance, Crying Like a Bitch, just calling Nikki Sixx out, awesome.
Sure.
Saints and Sinners, that song, just the bass line, the opening bass line is sick as hell. I know a lot of people, I was never super big on this song. I thought it was just okay. Love, Hate, Sex, Pain. Everybody, like, I remember that just being on constantly on the radio.
Our band did a cover of that song.
Yeah.
When I was in my band.
I have literally never thought that song was that great.
It's not. It's not that great. I don't know why they chose that one of all the fucking Godsmack songs we could have done, but eventually I got them to accept doing Awake. So we ended up doing Awake as well, but I'm like, Love, Hate, Sex, Pain? Oh, okay. I think it's because it was new at the time. I think that's why. So they were just trying to pick.
And everybody'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah. Exactly. We were playing at fucking bars and stuff, so obviously that was like a big thing to do there, I guess. But Dude, Awake
Yeah.
Awake was so much more fun. Way harder to sing.
Oh.
I'll say that, but
Oh
way more
yeah.
fun though.
But one song I would say that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and I'm glad when I saw Godsmack, and it was either, I think it was 2011, the last time I saw them. They did open, I believe they opened with Forever Shamed off of this album. That song is a banger. Now, I'm going to talk about a song, What If, because this song is so cool, but just throughout the course of the song, it just makes like there's so many like I do this instead moments, so I can't like fully enjoy the song, you know. Like I don't know how familiar you are with that one, but like constantly
Off the
like
top of my
whenever
head, I don't know it very well, but I
when
know
I'm
what song
thinking
you're
they
talking
should
about. But
zig, they zag every single time in that song, and I'm like, oh man, if you would have just it would have stayed the course. It would have just been a fucking like literally a top 10 Godsmack song. But so I know it sounds weird to be semi complaining about the album. I do, and like I said, what it does good, it does great and awesome. I know they're just trying to do different things, but also try to stay in that lane too. And for the most part, it did work. But there was some shortcomings of it
um,
as well.
that was the Oracle's the last album by Godsmack that I enjoyed. Like, I don't even like the whole album as like I don't like the album as a whole. I like most of the songs from it, and I don't remember some of the songs. So there's
Yeah.
that. I don't think it's a bad album by any means. It's just God, dude, if I'm gonna listen to Godsmack, I'm going to go to like pretty
Oh,
much
it's self-titled or Awake.
any album before that, probably before I go to this one. But this is the last one that I enjoyed at least for the most part. Um, every album after that, after the Oracle, though, I just was like, man, I just am not getting into this. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not a fan, dude.
Something tells me we'll be talking about more Godsmack as the videos go on.
There's one song in particular off of an album that we definitely will be talking about that I 1000% will be blasting. Actually, there might be a couple, but there's one in my head that I will be blasting to no end because it is cringy as fuck.
Okay, now I'm super curious as to which one it is. I think I have an idea, but yeah.
I'll have to go and like look up the name of the song too, because I can't even fucking tell you. But I remember hearing it on the radio a few times, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? This shit is cringy as hell.
Okay.
Anyway.
You go ahead and talk about your number 10. I'm going to try and do some detective work.
All right. Number 10. My number 10 came out July 2nd, almost said 2012. 2010. It is The Panic Broadcast by Soilwork. This one was kind of a left field for me because this is the first album by Soilwork that I had ever heard at the time. Obviously, since then, I've gone back and listened to plenty of Soilwork, and there was even a Soilwork in my top 5 albums of the year 2 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago. It was one of our top 5 albums of the year videos that we've done. Soilwork had an album in my top 5.
Yeah.
So since this album, this album got me into Soilwork, just to put that in perspective. Specifically, the song "Let This River Flow," but also "Epitome" is also just immaculate. But if anybody's a fan of Soilwork, I mean, I don't know what the general consensus is because I don't know what the Soilwork fan base is like. But in my opinion, this is my favorite album by them, if not close second from the one that I had in my top 5 a few years back. But if you have not listened to this album, definitely give it a shot. It's a great album, top to bottom. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. I think it's a pretty solid album all the way through. And if you're trying to get into some Soilwork, this is a good place to start. So
I tried because I remember all my friends they were talking very, very highly, especially during this time period, maybe even a couple years after. And yeah, Soilwork, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Maybe it'd be different now. So I'm definitely into heavier stuff now than what I was like during this time period.
listen to "Let This River Flow" by Soilwork.
Okay.
It's a more soft song, but it's got some heavy moments in it. But it's got just some fun ass guitar riffs in it, dude. but it's more of a ballad kind of thing. But it's got plenty of heavy moments in it. It's just a really driving song. I mean, it's just such a.
I'm a lover of ballads, so no. If it's a ballad, that's already putting its best foot forward, in my opinion.
Dude, it's got this like really cool ass fucking acoustic like intro to it, and it comes in with the electric fucking riff right after the fucking soft acoustic comes in. And the guy's got some pipes, man. He can sing his fucking ass off. But yeah, Let This River Flow by Solarwork. Check that out. And I have a feeling you probably like that. And if you like that song, listen to the rest of that album. It's just a good album.
Maybe it'll click now, because there's certain bands that like don't click at a certain point in time, but then later on they do click.
Also,
two of those bands are actually in this top 10 too.
Nice. Well, I was gonna say if you didn't get around to listening to that album that I had in my top 5, I gotta remember the name of it. It's because it's a different language. It's Overgiven Hetten. I think it's German. I don't know, but Swedish. It's Swedish.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if it's German, you gotta sound drunk when you're saying.
No, it's Swedish. But dude, this album is right up your alley. Like 1000%, I could see you blasting this thing. Like it was the 2022 top 5 that we did. But their album from 2022, it's got a dead bird on the front of it with a flower coming out of it and some like black things on the cover. Go listen to that fucking album, dude. I feel like you would. I can picture you blasting that shit in your car on the way down the road. Like I don't know what it is, but.
Okay.
Death I Hear You Calling, specifically that song, for sure I can hear you blasting, dude.
Okay. I'm noting all this down.
Yeah. Death I Hear You Calling off of Overgartenhetten or whatever, and Let This River Flow off of the Panic broadcast. I bet you those two songs will get you into Soilwork.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, yeah, that's my number 10.
Duly noted. Okay. Number 9. Released August 31st of 2010. And I feel bad because I am going to kind of crap on this one a little bit as well. But I am talking about Asylum from Disturbed.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something controversial right out of the gate because Karen, me, and her brother did our top 10 Disturbed songs. My favorite Disturbed song is Remnants / Asylum.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, Asylum. The song Asylum is heat, dude. Yeah. I fucking love that song.
You put the intro in front of it too, Remnants. Oh my god, it is a fucking masterpiece.
That's facts.
Like what else is there? The Infection. They put that on Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock because this was the last year that a good Guitar Hero game came out. Song was fun as fuck to play. The Animal was a great radio single.
Oh, yeah.
And what else was that? Serpentine, Innocence, Sacrifice, all bangers. Okay, now I'm gonna start shitting on it. Another Way to Die.
Oh no!
Another Way to Die. I thought was cheesy as shit. Like,
I mean,
just
Disturbed started at this point, I think, going towards that cheesy route, and I think Another Way to Die, lyrically, Another Way to Die was starting to show signs of where their trajectory was. Because like a lot of their more recent stuff, and for example, was like super fucking cringe and just like really cheesy and shit. And
okay, so what I'll say, like 10,000 Fists was a peak in my mind, a massive peak, but just a damn near perfect album. And then Indestructible brought it down a little bit, and then Asylum kind of brought it down a smidge underneath that. So they were getting away from that, which they did hit another peak in my mind, but then they dropped one of the worst albums of all time. So Disturbed has just been all over the place.
Yeah.
And Another Way to Die. Yeah, very unfortunate.
I love Disturbed, so.
Their new single's pretty solid, though. I'll say that much.
I haven't heard it. I lost so much faith in Disturbed. I haven't like actively kept up with them. So I'll probably check it out, but I didn't even know it existed. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that came out a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's Disturbed. Like it's nothing new, you know. Like, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's just Disturbed doing Disturbed, and it's good.
I think we need to go back to some roots. I think they've already tried to reinvent the wheel a little too much.
Well,
We
this
need to reel it back a little
definitely,
bit.
yeah, if anything, this definitely sounds more like older Disturbed, so
Nice.
you should enjoy it. So, yeah, wasn't a fan of Another Way to Die, so I already kind of was not looking forward to the album when it came out because that was the lead single. But then Remnants and Asylum and Infection just boom, 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 right all together. I was like, okay. Warrior, I thought was kind of a cheesy single because, like, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm one with the warrior inside. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then this album, literally has one of the worst covers of all time on, if not the worst cover of all time. I do not want, if I want to listen to, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I will listen to the U2 version. The Disturbed version, I listened to this once and I was like, "Oh my god, this was one of the worst things my ears had ever heard up until this point in time." So,
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty rough.
That's
It's not
yeah.
good.
Like, honestly, I can somewhat forgive Warrior and Another Way to Die cuz like there is good, like, the instrumentation and everything is classic Disturbed in those songs. This fucking cover literally drags this album down from 5 to fucking 9.
Damn.
Oh, it's such an awful cover on a pretty decent album. But yeah, number 9, Asylum by Disturbed.
Which is, it's weird because, correct me if I'm wrong, but historically, Disturbed's been pretty solid with covers, I thought. I mean, I can't think of any other Disturbed covers that are, like, awful.
Shout,
in my
Land
head.
of Confusion.
Yeah.
I mean, all those covers, like those covers right there, are fucking awesome.
Yeah. And we all know
But-
Sound of Silence fucking hit the goddamn charts, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. You couldn't get away from that for a while.
Yeah, and
I'll
you know
admit,
what?
it was good. Like, the first 700 times I heard it, maybe. And then after that, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, fuck, what are we doing, man? I
Yeah,
get it.
no,
It's a good cover. Fuck.
I agree completely. It was a very good cover, but yeah, Radio just killed the fuck out of that.
Radio and everybody else, too. Like,
Mhm.
like everybody and their mom was listening to this shit. I remember I was at it was when I lived in Seymour, so I was at my ex's work waiting for her to get off or something, and she's like finishing up like mopping or something, and this other guy that was like closing up with her or whatever, he's like, dude, you gotta check this song out, man. This shit is fucking awesome. I don't usually listen to heavy stuff like this, but this guy's got an awesome voice, and he pulled his phone out and starts playing Sound of Silence, and I'm like,
He prefaced
Are
that
you
by
serious?
saying, I don't normally listen to heavy stuff," when that is like
I think
literally
he was
the
like
most.
specifically referring to Disturbed when he meant that. Like when he was saying that, like, I don't normally listen to Disturbed, but this thing that doesn't sound anything like Disturbed is fucking cool. Is what I
And
was
it's-
getting, and I'm like,
If anything, it's softcore Disturbed. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
I mean, yeah, I guess they do have some more mellow shit too, but like, arguably, it doesn't sound anything like what they would put out normally. I don't think, but
yeah.
Again,
I guess
it was good.
maybe
but
Darkness from Believe, because that was a softer song. But
Haunted's
yeah, it's still
pretty soft. Haunted's one of my favorite Disturbed songs of all time, and it's pretty soft.
Oh, I'd still say it's heavier than those two.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
fair.
been a long time since I've listened to like Darkness, but I remember it being just like acoustic. That was it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, I agree with pretty much everything you said on there. But you saying Disturbed, Asylum as your number 9 and Godsmack as your number 10 has made me now understand why I think you had a hard time with 2012, right? You said you had a hard time with 2012?
Yes.
And I had a hard time with 2011 because I think at this point in my life, I was shifting into a darker place, like a heavier place, in my life. So I was listening to things that were more in line with like black metal, and I was getting into some more like melodic death metal and stuff like that, and like moving towards that shit at this moment. So this is a big shift in what I listened to from before, onward. And a lot of my 2000s lists 100% are nostalgia. even though I still listen to those albums to this day, you know. But from this point on, I think is when I was starting to like really ramp up what I listened to. You know, a lot of the heavier stuff that are on my previous lists, I didn't actually listen to at the times that they came out. I was listening to that stuff now, at this point, in the 2010s, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I may have had a harder time with 2011, and 2012 may have been a little bit easier, because looking at my list from 2012, I'm like, okay, this clicks. Like, these all feel like they fit where they should, you know? And I didn't have a hard time with 2012. Not nearly as hard of a time, anyway, as I did with 2011.
I will say there is one album that part of me is hoping you forget about for 2011, so I can shame you.
For 2011?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one album in 2011 that I definitely did not forget about this time, if that's what you're getting at.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's not that. But there is another album that's in there that I'm thinking you may have forgotten about.
What?
Yeah. Only time will tell.
Only
time will tell.
Is it metal?
It's something, all right.
Okay, if it's not metal, then I know which one you're talking about. And I didn't forget about that one either.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Number 9. My number 9 came out on July 9th, 2010. Another July release, huh? Cool. Sweet. And it is Star-Crossed Wasteland by In This Moment. I cannot even begin to tell you how many fucking times I've listened to this album all the way through. But the number is embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. It's cheesy. 1,000% not the demographic for this album at all. But holy shit, I enjoyed the hell out of it in high school, dude. The Promise, Just Drive specifically is up there in my top In This Moment songs of all time. That is just such a fun song to listen to. A Star-Crossed Wasteland, really, really cool, like chill, but super powerful vocal on that. I mean, it's good. World in Flames. I think that anybody that's trying to get into In This Moment should start with this album, or the one with Forever on it. I can't remember. I think they should start with those, even though it's not going to be anywhere close to what they're putting out now.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, that's a good thing, because the stuff they're putting out now, come on, dude. Come on, man. It's like the Pretty Reckless, but like 10 times more cringy. It's like a copy and paste almost. But
at least the Pretty Reckless does have like one solid album under their belt with all the crap they put out.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but it's not it. All right, if you want to listen In This Moment, go listen to the real In This Moment, the stuff that's like their bread and butter. All right, because the stuff that they got out now is just not it. But this album's a good starting spot if anybody's trying to get into In This Moment. And yeah, that's my number 9. I fucking love this album, and I will always love this album. But after this album, I think their next one, which I'm not going to talk about just yet, it was probably the last album I listened to by them. And I was just like, that's it. I'm not listening to any more In This Moment after this.
I listened to the one after that, and yeah, my God, just...
Yeah,
no.
That's where I was just like, man, I see where we're going, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Nope.
Anyway.
Okay. Number 8. This one, I feel like I might get judged for this one, so let me just go ahead and start off and say, fuck everybody, okay?
All right, let the judging commence.
Number 8, released September 21st of 2010. My Darkest Days. My Darkest Days.
Okay.
Now, of course, everybody is going to know Porn Star Dancing, because it's that
unfortunately.
No, that ain't wrong. That ain't wrong. It was a big single for them, which is whatever. But
and for some reason, 3 Days Grace heard this and was like, "Man, that's the face of our new band. That's the new face of our band right there."
No, dude, like he's
What?
brothers with like the lead singer's brothers with one of the guys in 3 Days Grace.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Oh, okay,
you
yeah,
can still be brothers and not agree with the, the. Come on, man. This doesn't sound
yeah,
anything like what we want for the band, but whatever. We'll just
okay,
do it anyway.
yeah. And let me just go ahead and interject. I do not like the new version of 3 Days Grace.
Oh
Adam's
no,
version of 3 Days Grace is my 3 Days Grace,
the
and will
only 3
forever
Days
be.
Grace.
Exactly. But no, this song or this album did have a lot of good songs. They have a cover of a Duran Duran song that was on "Come Undone." The song "Every Lie." I can't. Every time I listen to that song, it reminds me of another song. I just fucking can never put my finger on what song it is. It's like I don't know, but it's a banger. I like it. Opens up with "Move Your Body." It's a good song. Like Nobody Else is more of a ballad. Um, yeah, all in all, I remember, and you'll love this. I remember when I was working at Scott's, just driving to and from work, and for whatever reason, this album was just on the iPod all the time. And yeah, I enjoyed it on the cheesier side of things because I mean it is what it is. But yeah, number 8, My Darkest Days, self-titled.
Interesting. Interesting. I think that definitely confirms what I just said about why you and I had different
Oh yeah,
like difficulty on different years. That
yeah.
definitely confirms it for sure. Because actually, this next one, I don't know. I don't know your opinion on this one. I know your opinion on this band, but I don't know your opinion on the album as a whole because I don't think we've ever talked about it specifically.
Ooh, now I'm curious.
But my number 8 was released September 7th, 2010. Audio Secrecy by Stone Sour. Yeah,
Right.
this is the album that I think this is the first album by Stone Sour that I listened to where I knew it was Stone Sour because the albums before this, I had heard songs and singles and stuff on the radio, like driving to the military base with my dad and shit, but I didn't realize who it was because I never like looked into it at the time. So when I started hearing songs like Say You'll Haunt Me and stuff, I didn't realize that until then that was Stone Sour. So that's when I looked up Stone Sour and realized, oh shit, Bother is Stone Sour. And then that's when I started looking further and, getting into Corey Taylor being the singer and shit. Came to that big epiphany in my little child brain.
Oh, it has to happen at some point in time. I think
Yeah.
mine was either I was either 14 or 15 when I realized it myself.
Yeah,
So,
mine was
freshman in high
this
school.
album, so however old I was in 2010. But I was like, oh shit, okay, this is cool. And then I just listened to the shit out of this album after that because I loved it even more after that, and yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling this is gonna be on your fucking list, so I don't want to talk about it too long. But yeah, it's just a fun album, dude. It's fun
My,
rock
my
album.
lips are sealed. My lips are sealed.
Obviously, if you know who Stone Sour is, you've probably heard "Say You'll Haunt Me" at least once.
Oh yeah, that was a big one for him.
Yeah, it was everywhere for a while. But I don't know if I would start with this album, but we will be talking about Stone Sour again at some point in the 2010s. I can almost guarantee you that.
Yeah, maybe at least 2 times.
Maybe twice. Yeah, we'll see. But this album is still very good. I still enjoy this album. I haven't listened to it in a while actually, but when I was doing my research for this video, I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I need to go back and listen to some Audio Secrecy. I haven't listened to it in a while, so I'll probably do that at some point, probably this week. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah, number 8, Audio Secrecy, Stone Sour.
Okay. Number 7. This is an album that I did not listen to in 2010. And actually, just over the course of the last couple years, I've grown to really dig this album. It was released October 18th of 2010, and we've got Opus Eponymous by Ghost.
Interesting.
Do I need to say ritual? That's should I say more? I mean, Jesus Christ. The riff in Ritual. talking about a satanic band, and I said Jesus Christ. God, I'm hilarious. But
Nice.
no, Ritual's just so, oh my God, that riff, the whole song is sick, and then seeing it live, just oh God. But I'll just go ahead and say Conclave con Dio, Elizabeth, Stand by Him, Satan Prayer. The only thing that this album, you could tell this is the band's first outing because it's very kind of like, especially compared to Impera or even Prequel, the production quality wasn't quite there. It was a lot more raw. And like, honestly, if they were to ever go back and like remaster this and just re-record it, kind of like what Trivium did with Ember 2, and oh my God, I would be all over it. It would probably shoot up a few uh notches in my ranking. But yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, it just sounds old and dated. I don't want to sound like a dick by saying that, but to me it just sounds old and dated compared to the stuff that we're getting now. Even like, Satanized, which just came out a couple weeks ago.
Bro, I listen to black metal.
Ritual.
I listen to black metal, so like old and dated is like phew, over my head, dude. Some of the stuff is legit. It sounds like it was fucking recorded in their mom's basement with a fucking one of those little like toy recording machines and shit that kids had back in the day. But that's how
It
it's
was
supposed
recorded
to sound,
with like a Macaulay Culkin talk boy or
Yeah.
whatever the hell it was.
It's exactly what it sounds like. But I guess that's the aesthetic they're going for. But still, most of that stuff just like goes over my head now because I've listened to so many albums that are just intending to sound like that. So I don't even think about that most of the time unless it's like obviously if fucking Trivium came out with an album that sounded like that now or something, or if I don't know.
I don't get me wrong. I judge it for the musical, just the overall, just how the album is written and presented. It's just having a nice sound really does help. It makes it. It's not easy on the eyes. It's easier on the ears. But yeah, Opus Eponymous, Ghost, number 8.
Nice.
Or 7. Sorry, number 7.
7.
Ghost. I think I said 8 the first time around too.
Hang on a second.
To be fair, it was my original number 8 before I had to do my retooling of my list.
Yeah, I also moved some stuff around right before this, and I accidentally forgot to open the tab back up. Okay, there we go. All right, my number 7 was released on March 3rd, 2010. It is 12 Gauge by Kalma. If you are a fan of melodic death metal and you have not heard of Kalma, I need you to do yourself a favor and go look up this album. Specifically the song 12 Gauge, also Rust Never Sleeps. Those two songs in particular, definitely go check out. However, this is 100% a great place to start if you're trying to get into some fucking melodic death metal. This band went under my radar for a long time. They've been out for... These guys have been making music for... Hang on, let me look. They came out in fucking 98, I think? Oh, 91. 91 to the present, apparently. So they've been out for a long time. However, I did not even know that they existed somehow, even though I had been listening to death metal for a few years by the time I found out about them, until probably 2016, 2017 or something. And at that point, I was just like obsessed, dude. I was like, man, I need to get more of this fucking band because they're so goddamn good. They are goofy as fuck. They have some of the coolest riffs in any melodic death metal that you'll ever hear. I can just put that on my fucking name right now. They don't take themselves like super seriously, but god damn, dude, like if you never looked into the aesthetic of them, like if you never watched their videos, never watched any interviews or whatever, you would think that these guys have been like, these guys are just like the real deal. These guys are just fucking insane melodic death metal musicians, you know? But in reality, they're a bunch of goofballs, you know? And they're just fucking silly little guys, you know? talking about swamps and shit, and that's all they do, and it's fucking hilarious. But the music just sounds fucking powerful, and if you like melodic death metal, dude, you will like this shit. I mean, it is super fucking good. But yeah, we will definitely be talking about these guys again. I promise you that. But yeah, 12 Gauge by Kalma. It's my number 7.
Okay. My number 6 is a band that hopefully we don't talk about again. I don't like the fact that now I don't like this band anymore.
Oh no.
Because
oh no.
Yep, you already know where it's going.
No. No.
Their most recent release was dog shit. I hated it. But this album was released on October 12th of 2010.
Yes, it was.
And it is. We're probably going to talk about it one more time, I'm guessing. For We Are Many by All That Remains. Oh, man.
I'm going to go ahead and save you the breath so you can actually talk about this in full. We're not going to be talking about this again.
Good. Hopefully they don't pop up the rest of this decade.
I will say that this album made my honorable mentions, but that's not really a spoiler because I've got a fuck ton of those on this round. But yeah, it is not in my top 10, so I guess a little spoilery.
But just like Disturbed's Asylum, Now Let Them Tremble, and For We Are Many. Oh my God, what a fucking opener to an album. Just dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
The slow build up and then the fucking, oh my God, it hits so hard. It is so good. Unlike this band. But had 3, I'll say all 3 radio singles were very solid. The Waiting one, even though it's very different, much more radio friendly than what they, had ever put out up until this point. The Last Time and Hold On, which is still a fucking banger and a half. And for the life of me, I don't understand how the radio version is longer than the version that's on the album. I have never seen that on any album ever except this one.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, it's weird. It is so weird.
Interesting.
But we'll go ahead, like, From the Outside, Dead Wrong, Faithless, all fucking bangers. And it was like, Fall of Ideals, Overcome, which I know we're different on that, but Fall of Ideals is like fucking perfect in my mind.
Ever so slightly. Like, Fall of Ideals and like Overcome.
Yeah, you see, mine's a little more.
So close, dude. I love those 2 fucking albums so much.
Yeah.
Dude.
They're both great. And this, like, let's say Overcome is here. This one is down here. We're starting to see a trend happen.
Unfortunately, that will not stop.
Yeah. So that's all the more I waste on Phil Labonte. Number 6, For We Are Many, All That Remains.
Yeah.
A remnant of a better time when a band was actually good.
Yeah, this album actually was in my top 10 at one point until I remembered that another one of these albums that was in my honorable mentions was an album that I got mixed up with a different one, and I'm glad I checked because it's definitely in my top 10, and that's the one that ended up getting bumped out. But then that album specifically being in my top 10 now kind of shifted some other stuff too. I'm like, oh shit, this album goes actually further up than my 10 spot, like it's going up further. So then I had to push some stuff around because then I was like, okay, that wouldn't be my number 10 anymore. It was a fucking mess. But anyway, I do like For We Are Many. It is a damn good album. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I still do, especially the opening track and the one that follows, like, combined are just so good.
Yeah, it's just so awesome.
But I agree that, like, after this album, we're falling down, guys. Falling down. The fall of ideals? You mean the fall of all that remains? Anyway, I'm done. Number 6 came out April 26th, just a few days after my birthday.
Really?
2010.
Number 6?
Yep. Fever by Bullet for My Valentine. I love this album.
Damn.
I love this album. Okay. But Scream Aim Fire, The Poison, like pretty fucking close. Then Fever. Like they're all like pretty close, but definitely underneath the other two for me for many reasons. But it's hard to beat an album like Scream Aim Fire. Like it's just hard to beat that in a discography of like, especially these first 3 albums here are just like, these are all really fucking good, but Scream Aim Fire is just like, dude.
When I was younger, I would have legitimately told Fever better than Scream Aim Fire. But as time has gone on, it is flipped, but it's still literally like that. Like, I mean, I love both of those freaking albums so much.
Trust me, I love this one too. Like, this one came out at a very pivotal moment in my life. And I actually got leaks of The Last Fight, Your Betrayal, and I think it was A Place Where You Belong that I ended up getting leaks from this album, like, months before it came out. Like, several months before it came out. I should not have had these, but I found a torrent for legal purposes. This was in the past, and obviously I've paid my dues since then, but I found some torrents and shit, and I was like, all right, I'm going to give them a shot. These look shady as fuck, but
as they normally do.
Hey, I'm going to give it a shot anyway. And they were the shittiest quality. Like, they were awful quality. Like, this was definitely a recording of a recording kind of shit, you know? But I got to hear all 3 of those songs in full before they released even the singles of them and shit. So that was cool to me. And I had them installed on my iPod and stuff like that. So that was cool. And the best quality one, surprisingly, was The Last Fight, which I believe was the last single to release before the album came out, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because Your Betrayal came first, and then Last Fight came shortly thereafter.
Yeah. So, anyway, I definitely have very fond memories of this album, and I have a very special place for it in my heart, and always will. I even did a project in school, my English class, in, I think it was my freshman year or something, on Pretty on the Outside, because, I mean, I just fucking love the song so goddamn much, and I was like, I'm trying to squeeze every bit of Bullet for My Valentine into my school life as I can, because I was obsessed with these guys at the time. Yeah, dude, I mean, I can't really say much more, and I'm sure we'll talk about this again anyway, but yeah, I love all the songs on this. I don't really have any songs on here that I don't like, I don't think. I think Alone maybe is one of the lesser songs for me on here, but I still enjoy it. But I still enjoy the song. It's just like, if I had to pick a song that I didn't vibe with as much as the rest of the album, it's probably Alone. But
oh my god,
hey, I still dig it. I still love the song.
This boy done lost his goddamn mind.
Anyway, number 6, Fever, Bullet for My Valentine.
All right, number 5, and the second of my 2 bands that, like, I literally hated when I first listened to them, Ghost being the first one. Released February 8th of 2010. We have Screamworks, Love in Theory and Practice by Him.
Okay.
Now,
interesting.
This album was a step back in the right direction, because Venus Doom was a rough album. I didn't really care for Venus Doom all that well. So this kind of got more back to where we needed to be. In Venre Veritas, solid opener for the album. Heart Killer was the lead single. It was great. Ode to Solitude, just a fucking banger. A banger and a half. Like, just the fucking riff. If you're driving, have fun, because you're now doing 90 miles an hour. That riff just makes you want to fucking fly. Oh, man, so good. But, yeah. Dying Song, Scared to Death. Freaking Like St. Valentine, that was also a single. This album is great. This isn't the first album I would say to start with if you're wanting to get into him, but if you dig him and for whatever reason you not check this album out, definitely do it. It is very solid. Screamworks, Love and Theory, or God damn it, I always mix this up. Screamworks, Love in Theory and Practice. Him, number 5. No, literally when I typed this up, I completely flipped the in and the and. So it just fucking threw me off something fierce.
Oh, that's fair. All right. Number 5 was released February 19th, 2010. And it is Everything Remains as It Never Was by Eluvati. This album is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I enjoy this album. It's probably my third favorite album by Eluvati. And then we'll talk about their next album as well, obviously, in 2012 when the album came out, of course. But my opinion of this band at this point in their life was still the same. I had still enjoyed the Arcane Dominion. I enjoyed Slania, which were the previous 2 albums, but this one was still there for me, you know. And yes, I still enjoyed Slania and the Arcane Dominion just a little bit more than this album, but there was no like real big jump in my enjoyment of this album, as we'll talk about in Helvetios, the next album that they released in 2012. But this one's just super fucking cool. Really cool folk metal album. If you enjoy stuff like Insephirum or I don't want to say Amon Amarth, because Amon Amarth is definitely a landslide heavier than these guys, like most of the time, even though these guys can get pretty fucking heavy too. These guys are just way more melodic. They definitely take their folk influence in like big steps, you know. Like there's tons more of the folk stuff in these albums as opposed to an Amon Amarth album. But for the sake of people not really knowing a lot of folk metal albums, and you only know about Amon Amarth, that's like the best thing that I can really compare it to. But yeah, definitely if you like Insephirum though, or Elven King maybe, even though they're a little bit more power metal-y and whatnot. But these guys basically take the like an ancient Irish Celtic kind of like vibe and shit and stuff it into a death metal, like melodic death metal and stuff. But they rotate, so like one album will be like more heavy, and it'll still have a ton of the folk metal stuff, but it's more heavy. It's on the heavier side, and it kind of focuses more on the metal. And then their next album will be flipped. It'll be a lot less heavy. It'll still have metal in it, but it's more folky. So this one is a heavier one with less of the folky stuff, as opposed to the last one, the Arcane Dominion, which was like super magical. Like you could just picture yourself listening to this shit in a fucking enchanted forest kind of shit, you know. With the exception of a few songs, obviously, that are just fucking brutal, but definitely a good spot to start, honestly. Any of the 3 albums that I mentioned, Everything Remains as It Never Was, the Arcane Dominion or Selenia are all really good starting places for Eluvati, to be honest with you. But yeah, this one is it's a fucking banger, and I've listened to it an unhealthy amount of times. Number 5, Everything Remains as It Never Was by Eluvati.
Hold on a second, the wife just texted me something.
Tell her to leave you alone. You're doing bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because she's, hey, when you're done, get down here. It's like,
oh
what?
no, oh no.
What? Yeah, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta give me a little more than that.
Yeah, like
that's one of those. Hey, we need to talk.
Yeah, like, and then it's probably gonna be like, oh hey.
Can you do the dishes?
No,
or something.
I always do the dishes.
Or hey, sweep that spot over there or something. I don't know, something small that's like really insignificant, but it sounded way more dramatic than it actually was.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, so moving on. Number 4, released July 23rd of 2010. We have Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
Number 4?
Yep. Don't even number 6. But anyways.
Number 4?
No. No. Dude, number 6. That's all I'm going to say to you. But,
okay.
anyways. Oh my God.
Was it dishes or something? Was it something stupid?
No. Okay. I'm going to read this word for word, and it is batshit crazy. And I need to preface this and say, Dante is my cat.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I don't know. I think Dante just masturbated himself in front of us, but also I don't know if he's having a problem retracting it or what. It's going back in, but it was creepy as fuck. This is my life.
I cannot deal. Oh my God, that is funny, dude. Oh, dude, my cheeks hurt right now from how hard I just wheezed. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
So that happened.
Well,
but
I hope Dante's okay. Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Work it out, Dante. Work it out, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just fucking go chill for a little bit, bud. Like, take a 5. But anyways, Nightmare. Title track, Nightmare. Fucking awesome. Awesome. So Welcome to the Family. Buried Alive. One of my favorite Avenged songs. Like, just, oh my God. It's so beautiful. The chorus hits, and then you get into the fuck. Dun, 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 oh my God. Just a banger. And if you are, I'll just go ahead and say it. So Far Away has made me cry on multiple occasions. That, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful songs. The most powerful that Avenged has ever wrote, in my opinion. But just so true. Hits you right in the fucking feels.
Fiction hit me pretty fucking hard, too.
Yeah, like, and then, well, the one thing I love is they have So Far Away, this ballad among all ballads. And then God Hates Us is just a fucking just, oh.
Probably
I'm so glad when...
Probably the heaviest song they released in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
At this point in their life, but...
It was just a good, like, okay, we're going to be really soft. Okay, now we're going to fuck your face up. I'm glad when I saw them in 2011 that I actually did get to see them play God Hates Us, because I fucking love that song. And this was the first album without Rev drumming, and they had Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater step in, which he is just an absolute fucking wizard on the drums. So he did it because Rev was his favorite drummer. And so just awesome all around. This album, so powerful, fucking great. And it was the album that I bumped literally all goddamn summer in 2010. So yeah, number 4, Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, it's a certified fucking banger for sure. We'll be talking about this again, of course, but
I figured.
Anyway, number 4 was released November 15th, 2010. And it is What Separates Me from You by A Day to Remember. And this is the album that fucked me all to hell because I thought it was a different album, and for some reason I got too confused. And I'm glad that I checked because your boy would have been fucked up again. Almost as fucked up as I was when I accidentally left off, not the Trivium album. No, not that. Well, that one fucked me up too, but more recently, our top 5 albums of the year last year, I did not mention an album that would have probably been my number 1 or 2 spot. Fit for an Autopsy's new album. Dude, good God. I gotta plug that here for a second. You need to go check that fucking album out if you've not heard it. Everybody that's watching this, so fucking good, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I don't know how I did, but this would have been close to that. This album is a banger, dude. All signs point to Lauderdale. Second Sucks. Fucking heavy ass song, especially for A Day to Remember. It's complicated. All I Want, Sticks and Bricks, dude. This whole album is just a banger through and through. And for the longest time, I had like beef with this album. It didn't really click with me for a while. But after a few listens, I was like, what in the fuck was I thinking, dude? This shit.
Dude, sometimes you just got to do it.
This shit slaps, dude. And I'll be saying the same thing for another A Day to Remember album coming up. Not their next one, but the one after that, I think. 2 albums from now. They put out an album, and I was like, this shit sucks. And then like a couple listens later, I was like, this shit's heat. But yeah, what separates me from you? A Day to Remember. Go check it out. It is a banger for sure.
Okay. Number 3, released September 7th of 2010. And yes, it's already been talked about. We've got Audio Secrecy by Stone Sour.
Okay.
This is my favorite Stone Sour. I love this album.
Nice.
It came out at the right time because I was going through a bunch of stuff, drinking very heavily, and just this song cuts. It like literally cuts. Dying, Hesitate, freaking Miracles, Threadbare, Imperfect, like all like if I'm like if you're drinking and listening to these songs, somebody needs to call the cops because you're thinking of doing something that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said earlier, Say You'll Haunt Me. That was a huge fucking radio single. Mission Statement was a fucking I know Audio Secrecy is the opener, but Mission Statement really just hits you in the fucking face and gets it rolling. Digital was also a big single. Since we already talked about it, I won't talk about it too much more, but yeah, fucking amazing album. My favorite Stone Sour album. Love it. Number 3, Audio Secrecy.
Nice. Yeah, it is a banger. Love it, love it, love it. All right, number 3 was released October 12th, 2010. It is Creatures by Motionless in White. Definitely my favorite Motionless in White album, for sure. Maybe not by a landslide, but definitely for sure my favorite album by them. This album was probably my first this is probably my first album that introduced me to this style of like metalcore, the more like scene kind of shit, like gothic sounding like emo stuff that I actually got into personally. But it's also just stupid fucking heavy in some spots, dude. Like Immaculate Misconception, for example, is ridiculously heavy. Abigail, dude, Chris lets out this long high note when he says the word sins. He says sins, but he says sad, like really, really long, and it's so fucking. It's just a high pitched fucking long note that he carries out, and every single time I hear that goddamn song, I'm just like, God damn, how did that boy do it, dude? Jesus Christ. And
that's filthy.
Oh, dude, it is nasty, man. But it also knows how to like calm down too. Like there's definitely points like City Lights, for example, that just like bring it down a little bit. Cobwebs is a little more mellow, it's not as heavy anyway. And it's just a fucking banger album, dude. If anybody is wanting to listen to something like the Motionless in White that I personally got into and forever will swear by, this is the album. And I'm kind of upset a little bit at the only time I've ever seen Motionless in White, they didn't play a single song off this album.
Oof.
Not a single one. Not even Abigail.
Oof.
And I'm just like, what? What are we doing, guys? And it's when I seen, it was the first time I seen Ice Nine Kills. I think Black Veil Brides was there, Lilith Czar, and Motionless in White was headlining. It was the Trinity of Terror tour.
Yeah.
And obviously I was there definitely for Ice Nine Kills, but I also had been wanting to see Motionless in White forever. And I'm thinking when I go in here, they're definitely playing Immaculate Misconception. For sure. I mean, they're definitely playing that song. And if they don't, they're surely going to play Abigail, right? Come on, they got to be. They got to be playing one of those songs. Dude, I listened to the whole fucking set. I was there the whole time. Not one. Not a single song off this album. I was devastated. I was like, bro, how are you going to do your boy like that? How are you going to do me like that? I don't get it.
It's dirty.
It's pretty dirty, man. The album that made these guys, and not a single song did they play off of it, man. I'm just like, fuck me, dude. Anyway, my number 3, Creatures by Motionless in White. I'll always love those boys. They're fucking awesome. They're great musicians. They've had several albums after this that we will definitely talk about, but I'm pretty upset with you guys. I'm just going to say that.
Step your fucking game up.
Get your shit together. Next time I see you guys, y'all better have at least one song off of Creatures. Anyway.
All right. Number 2. This little ditty dropped April 26th of 2010. We've got Fever by Bullet for My Valentine. Yeah.
God.
Dude, I loved this fucking album. I don't get
it's a
it.
banger. It's a banger.
I mean, seriously, Begging for Mercy. That like I might hurt somebody to that song at some point in my life. I hope so. Fever. I mean, that just like it's just got just a fucking killer riff. You know, just talking about going to a strip club. You know, having some fun with the boys.
Yeah.
And getting a fever, apparently, because that's what you do in those. Because they're dirty and they're filthy.
Yeah, but they get you sick and you're bedridden.
But Alone, Pleasure and Pain. There's one specific line in Dignity that I absolutely. These 4 words might just go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, you nailed it. And then, yeah, you mentioned Pretty on the Outside. Fucking awesome. I would say my least favorite song on the album is probably Bittersweet Memories. It's a good song, but it just doesn't hit like the other ones do.
I think Bittersweet Memories was trying to do All These Things I Hate or Tears Don't Fall kind of thing, you know? And
Hearts Burst Into Fire.
Yeah. And they just, I think I agree. They just kind of missed that mark a little bit. I still like the song, but it was
no, I do too.
It just wasn't up there with those, you know? But
yeah, 100%. All right.
Still a banger album, though.
Oh, yeah.
No arguments there, that's for sure.
There's no doubt about that.
All right. Number 2. Released July 23rd, 2010. Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. I fucking love this album, dude. I love this album. And the reason Fiction specifically hit me as hard as it did is because it's the last song that the Rev wrote for the album. Yeah. And I believe I read somewhere from an interview or something that I guess he handed it in and was like, all right, this is the last song. And this is the last song for the album or whatever. And then 3 days later he died. And after you know that and you listen to the song, it's just like, oof, dude, it just gives me chills, you know. But the whole album is entirely dedicated to the Rev, I'm pretty sure. And he did a lot of work on this album before, obviously, the full production and stuff. But a lot of the writing, anyway. And dude, it just this whole album just shows like how phenomenal he was just at writing, you know, let alone drumming. We already knew from previous albums that this man could fucking drum his goddamn ass off.
Oh yeah.
And he's easily one of my favorite drummers of all time, if not my favorite drummer of all time. I love this guy, and I got the privilege, obviously, to see him before he passed away. I think it was Uproar Fest or something. It was a big festival they were headlining. But anyway, just sucks, man. It sucks because he definitely left us way too soon. But
100%.
Yeah, I don't have to talk about it too much because you already talked about it. But for sure, Nightmare, welcome to the family. Buried Alive, I have grown a fondness of the past couple of times I've listened to it. I've always loved it, but this one like specifically has like crept up in my ranking of the album as a whole, you know. And yeah, dude, So Far Away, God Hates Us is, like I said, probably the heaviest song they had released in a long time.
So goddamn good.
But yeah, dude. Number 2, Nightmare, Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's time to talk about stinky poo poo doo doo garbage. Because released on September 10th of 2010, we have got Beyond Heaven Above Hell by Volbeat as
Huh.
my number one of the year. And I'll go ahead and say I did not get into this album in probably very late 2011, very early 2012. Um, fucking The Mirror and the Ripper. Jesus Christ. What a just fucking opening for an album. And I know I keep saying that, but that's what a good album has to have. Is it has to grab you, speed bag your fucking nuts, and then just kick you right in the ass and get you fucking ready. And that's
Facts.
exactly what this does. Um, Everybody's gonna know Warrior's Call by Volbeat. That's on this album. It's one of I'll be honest. It's like I'm glad it was successful for them, especially back in that time because they weren't really that big yet. But I've never been big on that one.
It's catchy, man.
Seven.
It's a catchy
Oh
fucking
yeah,
song.
yeah. It's catchy. Let's get ready to rumble. Fucking like WWE style.
Yep.
But Seven Shots featuring Millie from fucking Creator. Oh my god, just bitching. What else do we got? $16. That one doesn't even have like. It's not like a metal influenced song by any means. It's got a different feel to it from the rest of the album, which is just awesome. They've got Thanks, which is just them talking about wanting to go drink with their fucking fans after a show. Being one, fucking Evelyn featuring Barney from Napalm Death. Like, they have some serious fucking heavy hitters that are guests on this album. And this album isn't even my favorite Volbeat album. But something tells me I'll be talking about Volbeat a little bit more as the decade goes on. Because I am a fan of Volbeat. They have had their missteps, but this was definitely a fucking banger and a half. So, Beyond Heaven, Above Hell, Volbeat. That is my number one for the year 2010.
Yeah, so I think you missed the stinky poo poo comment a little bit because I wasn't talking about Volbeat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Volbeat the whole time.
I was talking about Ghost, buddy.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, that too.
However, I am not the biggest fan of Volbeat. We have talked about that. However, there's at least like at least 3 Volbeat songs that I like.
I don't get how there's literally zero ghosts. Did you ever listen to the Phantom of the Opera cover like I told you to?
Was it on that album that you told me to listen to?
No, it was it was when
The
you were
one.
going through your Maiden, and I said like
Oh,
listen to the original and then listen to Ghost cover because they make it fucking awesome.
no, let me throw that on my list. I didn't.
Yeah, I would say just pop them,
Phantom.
pop them in back to back,
Oh,
and then tell me that cover is not good. Like
Phantom of the Opera by Ghost, and then the Iron Maiden one.
yeah, from Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay. I see. A cover of Iron
Yeah,
Maiden.
yeah.
I see. I got you. Okay. Yeah, I got it up. All right. Ready for some honorable mentions?
Oh shit, yeah. It has been a while since we recorded, and I just went ahead and blurted out my number one.
Yeah. Oh, was that your number one? It sure was. That was your number one.
Yeah, I completely forgot about honorable mentions.
I'll let you go ahead and do your honorable mentions then. I didn't.
Fuck,
I thought you were
okay.
doing your number 2. I got backed up, so otherwise I would have stopped you. But
No, I was gonna say we haven't recorded any of these since July, so yeah, a little
yeah,
bit rusty. Honorable mentions. Okay,
it's all good. It happens,
so
man.
much for the element of surprise. Rob Zombie, Hellbilly Deluxe 2, Coheed and Cambria, Year of the Black Rainbow, Nonpoint, Miracle, Eminem, Recovery, Iron Maiden, The Final Frontier, Apocalyptica, The Seventh Symphony, Katy Perry, Teenage Dream.
I mean, hey, it's a fucking bop, dude.
It fucking is. Goo Goo Dolls, Something for the Rest of Us, Alter Bridge, AB3, Good Charlotte, Cardiology. This one I'm gonna get a look at for Hinder, All American Nightmare, Drowning Pool, 10 Years, Feeding the Wolves, Sully Erna, Avalon, Hell yeah, Stampede. And then the one I was going to mention that I missed from 2008 was Seasons After Through Tomorrow.
Huh.
Fucking banger. Okay. What's your honorable mentions?
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh, did I name off an album?
You named one that I could have swore I had in my honorable mentions, but I don't see it on here, and it definitely should be. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on here. Drowning Pool by Drowning Pool. Oh, it is. It's right there. It's literally like the fourth one down. Okay. I did have that on my honorable mentions. You said that, and I was like, where the fuck did I put it? Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so my honorable mentions are Hell Chose Me by Carnifex, Mutiny Within by Mutiny Within, Charlemagne by The Sword and the Cross by Christopher Lee,
Nice.
Achilles de Lune, I probably butchered the fuck out of that, but that's by Alcest, Drowning Pool by Drowning Pool, The Oracle by Godsmack, The Hope Division by Stick to Your Guns, Monument by Miss May I, Seventh Symphony by Apocalyptica, Asylum by Disturbed, Deceiver by The Word Alive, Abrahadabra by Dimmu Borgir, Marrow of the Spirit, by Agalok, Escape the Fate by Escape the Fate, With Ears to See and Eyes to Hear by Sleeping with Sirens, Year of the Black Rainbow by Coheed and Cambria, A Thousand Suns by Linkin Park, Darkly Darkly Venus Aversa by Cradle of Filth, Our Graceful Words by Sent by Ravens, and For We Are Many by All That Remains. Unfortunately, just hit the last cut on there. But
Okay, so I had 3 guesses to what your number 1 would be, and it was neither. So now,
what were your guesses?
well, I had Stars by Avenged, Bullet, and Apocalyptica.
Nope. Told you, man, I was starting to get into some heavy shit by this point. So, my number 1 came out February 26th, 2010. And it is Death Came Through a Phantom Ship by Karak Angren. This is a TENS album for me, through and through, no skip. I will listen to this whole album all the way through anytime I listen to this album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. I know it's a curveball like hell because, shit, if you would ask me a couple years ago before I listened to this album what my top for 2010 would be, it probably would have been Fever or Nightmare or something like that. But good God, have I listened to this album a lot. This is the album that got me into Karak Angren to begin with. This is the album that has continued to make me a Karak Angren fan. All of the albums that they've released since I have enjoyed specifically because I gave this one a shot, even though at the time it wouldn't have been my cup of tea. I was watching a YouTube channel by the name of Infidel Amsterdam. If you know, you know. He's a cool dude. You should check his YouTube channel out. He does reviews of death metal specifically, and or at least he did at the time. I haven't watched his videos in a long time, but he did death metal reviews, and I watched him religiously. I every time he had a new video up, I was watching it. And he opened up one of his videos one day with, we're going to do something a little different. I don't normally talk about black metal on this channel, but I want to give a shout out to these guys because I feel like they deserve it. And that specifically piqued my attention. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Because I just didn't think that he'd ever talk about black metal, you know? And most of the bands that he had mentioned on his channel before were just not my cup of tea anyway. I solely watched his videos because I enjoyed his content. I didn't really pick too many bands that he had reviewed out from their crowd. I was just like, okay, that's cool, but I just like your content. You're a funny guy. You talk about music, and I give most of his stuff a listen that he talks about, like in bands that give him merch to show off and stuff. But most of the time, it's just not my cup of tea. However, this one, somehow, the one black metal band he fucking does a review of at the time, I fall in love with. I fucking love every second of it. This album is fucking amazing. Bloodstains on the Captain's Log, Albekatit Hetman Dude, just a phenomenal little middle miniature, like 1 minute song, 1 minute track to kind of split the album up. Super fun. These songs are also just fun to practice your screams and shit with if you're getting into false chord screaming, because he doesn't do anything like super super high or super super low. They're really good mid-range screams. Vander Decken's Triumph is also a really fun song. The Shining was a portent of gloom. Dude, this whole entire album is just peak Kerak Angren for me. And they have albums that I also love just as much as this one coming out like in the next few years, which we'll definitely talk about. But if you're trying to get into black metal, you don't know where to start, Kerak Angren is a place to do that. Obviously, everybody's listened to fucking Cradle of Filth before, and arguably after their like third album, they started not being black metal anymore anyway. So these guys are still black metal. They do it a little bit more entry level though, so they're just, there's more diversity and dynamic to what they do than the I'm gonna record in my fucking mom's basement with one of those Home Alone fucking record walkie-talkie things. These guys actually do have very good production value. They're incredibly talented. I mean, these guys are fucking phenomenal. They're very good storytellers. If you're into horror or like scary shit or fucking like fucked up horror stories and stuff, their lyrics are like pretty much up your alley. But yeah, number 1, Death Came Through a Phantom Ship by Kerak Angren.
Okay. All right. So on that note, I've got our collective top 10 ready to rock.
What do we got?
Okay. Number 10 with 5 points. All that remains for We Are Many. Yep. Okay, some of these I'm going to say wrong because, yeah, I'm not familiar with some of these bands. Number 9 with 6 points. Elvidi. Everything Remains as It Ever Was. Okay, number 8 with 6 points as well. Him, Screamworks. I'm not going to even say the rest of it, just Screamworks. All right. Number 7 with 7 points. A Day to Remember. What Separates Me from You.
Hell yeah.
Number 6 with 8. We've got Motionless in White. Creatures.
Hell yeah.
Number 5, 10 points. Volbeat, Beyond Hell Above Heaven. Number 4 with 10 points as well. Kerak Angren, Death Came Through a Phantom Ship.
Hell yeah.
At number 3 with 11 points, we have Stone Sour's Audio Secrecy.
Nice.
And number 2, also with 11, Fever from Bullet for My Valentine. And then finally, the number 1 album of the year collectively, 16 points, is Avenged Sevenfold's Nightmare. So yeah.
Fuck yeah. Love it.
That's the show. All right.
I mean, hey, that's the show, man. That's it. Well, it's a pretty solid list, and dude, it just makes me very interested to see how our 2011 goes, and 2012s. And so far, looking at the 2013s, I'm like, fuck me, dude. These are going to be some weird lists compared to our previous lists, because like I said, I started getting into way more different shit. You probably started going the opposite direction, maybe. I don't know, but like, I think you and I had a crossroads here, because before, you and I had fairly similar lists. Like there was there was a lot of times where you and I had the same number 1 or same number 2 and so forth. But other than maybe this next one, maybe the 2011 one, we might have similar number 1s, maybe, if I had to guess. But like,
yeah, I'd put money on it.
The rest of our list, though, I doubt it. I fucking doubt it, dude.
I think
I have a few. I have a few albums on here that I'm almost certain you have on yours, but still.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess 2. We're gonna have 2 matching number 1s throughout the course of this decade.
2 matching number 1s?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Is it 2013 and 2011?
Gonna go ahead and definitely say no, it is not 2013.
Okay. Okay.
My
Well,
gu-
I haven't
yeah,
I haven't gone past 2013 yet, so we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, 2011 for sure. I think we definitely have the same number one. But like the rest of my list, you definitely have a couple of these in your list, but I don't know if they'll be in the same spots.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely have that. You definitely have that one for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. But
It'll
yeah,
be fun.
let us know what you guys' top 10 albums of 2010 are down in the comments below, guys. Whose list did you like more? And why was it mine? Everybody let me know what your least favorite Ghost song is.
Oh.
And why is it all
don't,
of them?
don't bring that juju down on us. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're gonna get a shot.
Dude, I know. I'm over here talking shit about Ghost. I'm over here talking shit about Taylor Swift. I'm over here talking shit about fucking Sleep Token.
Yeah, you're... Jesus.
They're gonna shut us down, dude. Oh,
Went for the fucking turkey and got it. Okay. Fucking great.
Anyway, I'm too tired.
Just FYI, remember half of us have not said shit about those 3 bands or artists.
Oh man. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and a subscription if you please. That would make us very, very, very happy. That would make our day. Because you know what? It doesn't cost any money. It's totally free for you to do that.
Yeah.
And
we're up to 156 now, so that's fucking bitching.
yeah, thanks for the support, by the way. We kind of shot up for sure in subs, and we definitely thank a lot of the, or definitely give a lot of the credit to those fucking movie reviews, because your boy's pumping them out, man. But yeah, man. Let us know in other comments. What do you guys want to see from us as well? Is there anything weird that you want us to do or talk about, or any movie franchises or anything like that?
Yeah, because we still got a couple we got to finish up.
Yeah, I know. I've been slacking, dude. I need to finish up the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street 1. I still have 1 to watch. I don't know why I haven't fucking watched it yet, but I have been rewatching the fucking the MCU movies for some reason. I just finished Ant-Man, so.
Well,
I'm still in the good era. I'm still in the good era of MCU movies. Don't worry, but
yeah,
I haven't gotten to the slosh yet. But
well, at least once you finish Daredevil, we get Toby on to talk about Daredevil.
Good God, dude, I haven't even watched the first Daredevil, so I haven't had any time to start the fucking second season or the Bored Again shit. What do you want from me? I've got a backlog out the ass, all right? And I always go back to old stuff for some reason, because that's just what I like, but...
Stop watching the MCU, asshole!
Anyway, check us out on Spotify if you haven't seen us there yet. If you prefer to listen to us, and if you are listening to this on Spotify, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, where we have most of our content, so... Don't miss out on all that stuff.
We definitely have voices for radio, not faces for YouTube, so yeah.
That's facts. But you know what? If you have YouTube Premium, it doesn't matter. You can just put us in your pocket and listen to us.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But anyway, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.